Hello, replay viewers. Please remember to give me some hearts. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. This is a midday scope. Hello, Gucci66. Thanks for joining. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hello, MK Bowers. Thank you for coming back. Hello, Kiara. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for joining. Hello, hello, hello. Thanks for inviting your followers. Because today we're talking about facing your future. Facing your future. We've all decided that we're going to finish strong in 2015 as we prepare for 2016. Yeah, I remember you. I remember those who come on and those that are following me. And thank you for consistently following and joining the scopes. Finishing strong. I wonder how many people are ready to face their future. Are you ready for what God has in store for you? Because it is big things are happening. Thank you so much. Hi. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you all for joining. This is going to be a quick scope. It's been a few days. But I have been dealing with finishing strong in 2015 and getting ready for some big things in 2016. But how many of you know sometimes we have to prepare ourselves and get ready for what God has for us. Sometimes we got to drop some weights off. We got to drop some people out of our lives. Get our mind right and get ready. That's right. Give me some hearts, please. Give me some hearts. Hopefully we can get some more people in here. But if not, we always have the replay. So, but thank you all for being on. So just want to talk about finishing strong. I have been dealing with finishing strong and declaring that the rest of my days will be the best of my days in 2015. How many of you know it's not too late? We have a couple of more weeks left in this year. We have a couple of weeks left, but we're going to make the best out of the weeks that we have left. And so we're going to finish strong in 2015. And when you finish strong at the end of the year, you start off strong at the beginning of the year, right? Right. So, I have been dealing with this subject for the last few weeks. Hey, PBB. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. So I have been dealing with this subject for the past couple of weeks, and I wanted to give my third point. So we've been coming from Phillipians. I am great. How are you? Hope you're having a great day. I've been coming from Philippians chapter 3 and verse 13, where Paul says, "Brethren, I count not myself to have apprehended, but there's one thing I do. This one thing I do." He says, "Forgetting those things that are behind and reaching forth unto those things which are ahead." And so I've been dealing with 3 points. I've done two of them so far, and I want to give you my third one. And I think what I'm going to do is maybe during sometimes at the end of this week on the weekend, I'm going to do a recap and do all 3 points in one scope. But you can catch the other Periscopes. You can catch it on my YouTube channel, or you can catch it on Catch Me. So Paul says, he says, "I count not myself to have apprehended, but there's one thing I do, forgetting those things that are behind and reaching forward to those things that are ahead." So the 3 points that I have been dealing with, first of all, is focus. We have to focus. He says, "There's one thing I do." He didn't say 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many of you know it's okay to multitask, but you have to focus your attention on one thing. You have to prioritize, because if you are trying to do too many things at one time, something is going to suffer, and you're not going to get the full effect, or you're not going to put all of your energy and your best into that one thing when you're trying to do multiple things. And so he said, there's one thing I do. So you have to focus. And I'm going to go back. Like I said, I'm going to do a recap of all of these points. But I talked about focus. And then he says, forgetting those things that are behind. So then you have to forget. You have to focus. You have to forget. And then the third point that I'm going to deal with, he says, reaching forth unto those things which are ahead. So my last point I want to deal with is you have to face. Face what? You have to face your future. So you have to focus, you have to forget, and then you have to face. How many of you know that so many people are not facing their future? So many people. Hello, Monday Love. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining on this Wednesday. So I guess we can call you Wednesday Love. And so we're talking about facing your future. Paul says, I'm reaching forward to those things that are ahead. And I mean, it's sad to say that so many people are afraid to face their future. And so when you face something, you take it head on. When you face something, you no longer avoid it. You no longer run from it, but face something. And as I said, it's sad to say that some people actually are afraid to face their future. They're afraid to face what's ahead. Why? Because nothing but the enemy wants to keep you from doing what God has called you to do. And so we have to face our future. That means that we have to take it on. We're no longer going to avoid it. Like I said, when you face something, you don't avoid it anymore. There's a number of things that you can face. You can face your fears. You can face your problems. You can face the fact. Hello, Catrell White. Thank you for joining. You can face your fears. You can face problems. You can face the fact. And you can face your future. And so I come today to let you know that how you're going to finish strong in 2015, and hi, Charmaine. How are you going to finish strong in 2015, and how are you going to start off strong? Hello, Pastor Cooper. And how are you going to start off strong in 2016 is that you got to face your future. No longer be in fear of what's to come. No longer, hello from Shreveport. My husband's from Shreveport. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And so I'm just talking to those that's just joining. I'm talking about facing your future. Hello, I'm doing fine. I hope you are well. I'm talking about facing your future. The past couple of weeks, I talked about your focus. I talked about forget. And then now I'm talking about facing your future, because we're going to finish strong in 2015. And so, yes, there's some people, you know what? They're in a holding pattern. They're in a holding pattern because they are afraid to face what's ahead. What's a holding pattern? A holding pattern is the state or period where there's no change, there's no progress, there's nothing going on. You're just idle. But I come to tell you that we have to move past this holding pattern and move on to the things of God. And yes, please give me some hearts. Please give me some hearts, because God has so much for us to do. And some people are in fear of what's ahead. But you know what Paul said in Phillipians 3:13? He says, I'm not scared. I ain't never scared. He says, I'm reaching forth to those things that are ahead. He says, I am anticipating. Okay, all right. You know my hubby. All right. So Paul says, I'm reaching forward to those things that are ahead. He says, I'm not afraid. I'm not scared. Whatever's going to come, let it come. Because I come to tell you, when you face your future, it's not going to all be roses. It's not going to all be happy times. It's not going to always be up. Sometimes facing your future, you're going to deal with challenges. You're going to deal with obstacles. You're going to deal with persecution. Come on now. You're going to deal with being hated. You're going to deal with being envied. That's all part of moving ahead and tackling on your future. Whatever God has for me, I'm going to do it. Come what may. I know God is going to deliver me. I know God has my back. I know greater is he that's in me than he that's in the world. So I have no problem with facing my future. And so get out of that holding pattern. What are you afraid of? If you fail, you know what you do? You learn from it. You get up and then you try it again. But it's time for you to face those things that's ahead. It's time for you to, hello, Samantha. Thanks for joining. Hello, blessed lady. Hi. That's right. You got to try again. If you fall flat on your face, guess what? You're going to learn next time. You're going to be more careful. You're not going to make the same mistakes. And so you got to face your future. And so there's 3 things that I want to give you. 3 things that I want to give you that help you to stand up and say, God, I'm ready to go forward with whatever you have for me to do. So 3 things. First of all, you have to have a readiness of mind. A readiness of mind. Just to think of some scriptures, in Phillipians chapter 4, we dealt with it maybe a month or so ago. I did a scope when we talked about think on these things. You see, the enemy wants to stop you because he wants to put all of these thoughts in your head. What if you fail? What if people talk about you? What if it doesn't work out? What if it is what it is? We have to stop allowing the enemy to put fear in us, because what he does is he prevents us from trying. And if you don't try, you don't accomplish anything. And so think on these things. You have to know that. Think on those things that are profitable, and think on those things that are purposeful, and think on those things that are going to edify you. Think on those things that's going to cause you to be the person that God has called you to be. Don't let the enemy play with your mind. And so you have to have a readiness of mind. Change your mind. Change your mindset. Whatever is preventing you. Yes, it is what it is. That's how I am. It is what it is. If people laugh at me, you know what? It is what it is. Don't be in fear of what could happen in your future, but instead face your future. You got to have a readiness of mind, and then you have to have a willingness of heart. You have to have a willingness of heart. And what does that mean? That means that whatever the future holds, I'm all in it. I'm all in it. My husband preached a message Sunday. Are you all in? I'm all in. Come the good days, come the bad days. If it works out, if it fails, I'm all in. I'm not going to give up. So you have to have a readiness of mind. You got to get your mind right. Because trust me, if your mind is not right, then you're not gonna, your body is not right. Your mind is your central station. That's what causes everything to do what it does. So if your mind is not right, then you're not going to be right. And then you got to have your heart in it. You know, no matter what comes, I'm all in it. I'm not fickle. I'm not going to be wishy-washy. I'm not going to be in one day and out the other day. But a willingness of heart to take on whatever comes your way. And so you have to have a readiness of mind. You have to have a willingness of heart. And then you have to have a faithfulness of spirit. A faithfulness of spirit. What is a faithfulness of spirit? It's a steadfast. It's trusting in God and believing in God. Faithfulness of the spirit. Faithful is a fruit of the spirit. And so no matter what comes, no matter what the enemy throws your way, I'm ready to face my future. You know, I'm going to finish strong in 2015. And I'm going to start off strong in 2016. You know, I talked about some of the reasons on my first scope. I talked about some of the reasons that New Year's resolutions fail. The reason why they fail, the number one reason in researching that resolutions fail is, first of all, because people are not really ready to change. They're not really ready to change their habits, and they're not really ready to change the bad ones. So that's the number one reason why New Year's resolutions fail. And so let's not just make up a resolution just because it's the thing to do. In fact, we're not going to even wait till New Year's. We're going to finish strong in 2015. We're going to get our mind right. We're going to have a readiness of mind. We're going to have a willingness of heart. And we're going to have a faithfulness of spirit. And so now we're ready to face our future. So I'm going to finish strong in 2015, and I'm going to be even stronger in 2016 to tackle and to take on whatever God has called me to do. And so I come to tell you on today on this midday scope. Paul says, he said, there's one thing I do, forgetting those things that are behind and reaching forward to those things that are ahead. And so from that text, the 3 points that I have is you got to focus, you got to forget, and you got to face. And we're going to finish strong in 2015. I thank you so much for joining. Please give me some more hearts. I will be coming back in a few days, and I'm going to do a recap of this because I think many more people need to get this word. What about you? Don't you think that more people need to hear this word? Because we got to finish strong in 2015, and we'll be ready for everything that 2016 has for us. And so I declare along with you that the rest of my days will be the best of my days in Jesus' name. Give me some hearts. Give me some hearts. I only see orange hearts. Okay, I got some peach ones. Let's see if I can get some more hearts on there. I see orange and I see peach. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. Please follow me on my YouTube channel. Subscribe to me on my YouTube channel. My email is ladydcrockett@yahoo.com. I thank you so much, and you all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you.